Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. I welcome you to English grade 8 video lessons. I am Zahmid, your instructor. I am very much hopeful that you're doing well and you're all ready and set to follow this video lessons that we are doing. We are on unit number 3, which is a poem called Paradise or Paradise Lost. This is our lecture number 4C with the competency of reading and critical thinking. So let's get started by reading and understanding our students' learning outcome for this video lesson. So our students' learning outcome is summarize complex concepts, processes, or information by paraphrasing them using correct language, structure, transitional devices, own words, and relevant punctuation marks. So, my dear learners, our video lesson and the SLO is about summarizing, and we are going to summarize and also paraphrase any written text or any poem. And we will be summarizing complex concepts that are mostly they are a little bit difficult to paraphrase in your own words. Also, we will be dealing with processes or information later in any other video lesson. So we are dealing with only complex concepts. We will be paraphrasing them using correct language structure, which is very important, and transitional devices, our own words, and also relevant punctuation marks that we will be using when we are paraphrasing, summarizing, and by summarizing that the technique we are going to use is paraphrasing. So this is our students' learning outcome. Now here is a vertical linkage of this SLO with the previous grade that you have already studied. Let's talk about our brainstorming activity. So here you can see a passage in front of you. So can you rewrite this sentence in simple language? You can pause this video, read these lines, sentences in front of you, and rewrite them without using the same words that are written in the passage. Use your own words and try to rephrase, try to paraphrase this original text in your own words. Keep in mind that punctuation marks and the structure of the sentence, they are very important. Now, let's talk about summary. So let's read the definition of summary. A summary is a shortened passage which retains the essential information of the original. We can talk about original text or any text, whether it's a poem or a passage. It is a fairly brief restatement in your own words of the contents of a passage. And a very interesting note that you simply report back what the writer has said without making value judgments. So, a summary is actually a shortened form of the written text that we are going to summarize, which is our original text. And we will be using a summary to retain the essential information of the original passage, and we are restating in our own words. Now, this is all about a summary. Let's see that techniques in summary writing. We have paraphrasing. To paraphrase means to completely and correctly express other people's ideas in one's own words. The idea has to be the same, you can't change it, but you will paraphrase in your own words. Paraphrasing is restating a passage in simpler language. In order to paraphrase well, you must read the passage. Number one, you have to read it carefully, understand the meaning of the passage, and rewrite the passage in your own words. So this is all about paraphrasing. Let's talk about Why paraphrasing is important? Why do we do it? So, number one is it demonstrates understanding. When you are reading something, now in order to check whether you understood it completely, when you will be paraphrasing it, this will decide if you have completely understood, and you will be demonstrating your understanding about the written text that you have read. It enhances memory retention so that you can retain most of the information that you read in the written text. It also improves your writing skills and avoids plagiarism. So, when you're rephrasing, when you're paraphrasing something, you will be understanding it properly, retain information, and it improves your writing skill and avoid plagiarism. So we don't need copying material of the original text. We just need to paraphrase in our own words. All these are the important part of paraphrasing. Now let's talk about paraphrasing using all the following things that we read in the students' learning outcome. Number one is paraphrasing using correct language structure. Use proper grammar and sentences construction. Ensure subject-verb agreement in your sentences. For example, she runs. You can't say she run. So your structure has to be, and the grammar has to be proper and correct. And you will also be using the correct tenses, for example, past, present, or future for clarity. So you will be taking care of the grammar, the sentence structure, its construction, and also the tenses. So by following these, we can say that you paraphrased with the correct language structure. Now let's talk about another thing mentioned in the SLO, which is transitional devices. Yes, we will be using transitional devices from moving one idea to another smoothly. So as you know that words like however, therefore, in addition, for example, all these are transitional devices to show relationships between ideas. To link the ideas together, we use transitional devices. And when we are paraphrasing anything, whether it's a poem, a story, any passage, you will be using transitional devices in order to do it effectively. For example, I wanted to go for a walk. However, it started raining. So, from this to this, the thing that's linking it is our transitional device. There are a lot of other examples. Now, let's talk about paraphrasing using our own words. So, rephrase the text in a way that reflects your understanding and your perception of what you read. You will be avoiding direct copying. You cannot copy the original text as it is. Don't just change a few words, completely rephrase the sentence structure. This is very important to note down, that we just don't use our synonyms and antonyms. We don't just change them, but rather we completely rephrase the sentence structure so that it reflects our understanding. Using synonyms is when we replace words with their synonyms to express the same idea in a new way. So using synonyms is also a very good technique of paraphrasing any original text. For example, we have a sentence over here. The experiment was successful. How do you paraphrase this written sentence? The trial achieved positive results. So you can see that in the paraphrased version, no word is copied from original text. We use our own words. We took care of the structure of the language. We took care of punctuation marks also. So this is how it looks when you paraphrase any written text. Now, here is another example. In front of you, you have an original passage, an original text, and this is the paraphrased text of this original text. So you can read the original text and read the paraphrase version, and you can clearly see that all the techniques that we are talking about in paraphrasing are used correctly. Now, let's talk about, last but not the least, a thing called relevant punctuation marks. So when we are paraphrasing, we will be using correct punctuation. It is used throughout the paraphrased text, including commas and colons where necessary to enhance clarity and structure. Relevant punctuation marks, using them is also a very important part of paraphrasing any original text. Now, here is a simulation video that you will be watching later on or right after this video lesson. This is very helpful for you to understand more about paraphrasing. So, let's talk about the classroom activity from page 27. Here, from the lesson, which is a poem, a stanza is given. You have to rephrase this stanza in your own words. Keep in mind all the things we talked about paraphrasing. Here is a worksheet that you will be solving. All these sentences are given with some hints so that you can rephrase, rewrite the original sentence in your own paraphrased version. For your homework, you have to make a project, make a book of haiku poems. The poems should be written by you. Choose different themes which excite you. Draw a beautiful picture with each poem. Make the cover of your book and give it a title. And include all figures of speech in your poem as much as you can. So this is a very interesting project for your homework. Now, here we are here at the end of our video lesson with resources. All these are available in the description of the video. This is for your practice and your better understanding. My dear learners, thank you for listening. I hope that now you are very much clear about what is a summary, why do we summarize, and we summarize it by one of the techniques called paraphrasing. And in that, we saw techniques like using transitional devices, correct language structure, punctuation marks, and do not copy the original text as it is. So in this way, you will be achieving a very successful paraphrased version of the original text, whether it's a poem, a short story, or any kind of text. And if you are asked to rephrase or actually paraphrase it, now that you can do it correctly and efficiently. See you in the next video lesson. This is your instructor Zahmid signing off. Allah Hafiz.